Phil Foden chat is where we go now. 0371 722 334. Let me start off by talking about Phil Foden, right? Firstly, there will be no negativity about Phil Foden.
No, because he's one of the... Wow.
I think he's England's most talented player. I think he's an absolute genius.
So, yeah? Even over Kane?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, no.
For natural talent.
Bellingham?
For natural talent, yeah.
Bellingham's 19 years old. He's gone for over 100 million plus.
Yeah. How much will Foden go for?
Don't know, but
well, okay, it's an argument to be had. But what I'm saying is,
he's up there.
I think he's a phenomenal talent. I think he's a genius. I would have my club in a heartbeat. I think he's absolutely
starting
brilliant.
on the left.
Over
Rashford. No, just answer that question.
Okay, let me. We'll come to that in a minute. Right? Where is his best position, Bentley?
That's the problem. I'm not quite sure. I mean, he got off to a wonderful start last year. I remember he scored the hat-trick against you lot, didn't he? He was brilliant. Injuries, and then he's almost like kind of fell down the pecking order at Manchester City. I mean, he's got, as you said there, wonderful balance, wonderful qualities. Serial winner, by the way. For someone so young, he seems to win everything. Well, he has now with the Champions League. I don't quite know. See, I always used to like him in the midfield three, like as in number 10. But then I see him, because he's got more pace than you think. Like sometimes when he picks up the ball and he glides past people, I think, oh, maybe is it out wide? So I think at times that might go against him, but he is... What a talent.
So at the moment, obviously Haaland starts.
Yep.
And it's probably Grealish on the left.
Yeah, well, Grealish deserves it because he's been...
And then it would have been Bernardo Silva.
Whatever big game plays, Bernardo Silva has to play.
So does that mean in Pep's best starting 11, Phil Foden doesn't start?
You'd have to say so, yeah, because I'm sure Manchester City fans will get in touch and say, when you look at Manchester City, all the big games, Bernardo Silva is phenomenal, isn't he? Work rate, keeps hold of the ball possession. Grealish this season stepped up. A lot of people questioned him after his first season, £100 million. Is he worth it? I thought he looked as good as anyone last season.
Yeah, I agree.
Even though if you look on paper at his stats, and I think sometimes we get too bogged down on stats, like, he only scored this many goals and that many assists. But if you look at his influence on the team, I thought Grealish was phenomenal. Then you've got the midfield three of Rodri, De Bruyne, and now there is a spot in there, maybe Kovacic is in there. Obviously, Gundogan left, who had to play.
I think it'll be Kovacic, by the way. Yeah,
so it's one of them where Foden's going to have to work his way back into the team.
When you're picking England's best 11, obviously it's Harry Kane down the middle. It'll be Saka on the
Saka right, Rashford left.
If Rashford or Grealish, right?
Rashford last.
So he's third in the pecking order on the left for England.
When you look at Rashford, the way he had a period last season where he was. It was almost like everyone was waiting. Certainly Manchester United fans were waiting for that Rashford to show up. He was unstoppable. Every game, goal, goal, goal. So I think even he would start ahead of Foden for England. I think it would be Grealish first, Rashford second.
Yeah.
And then Foden.
Okay. Let's talk about other players in similar positions at other clubs. And you tell me whether or not you'd start one or the other.
Okay.
Your club, Martinelli on the left.
See, I think Foden is a better player than Martinelli. I've got no bones, but I think naturally it's taken Martinelli a while to get up to the level that he's at. But watching Martinelli last season, I wouldn't swap him straight away and put Foden in. On the back end
Why do you say the word straight away? Would you swap him?
What, right now? As in...
Games tomorrow?
No, because Martinelli's in better form. I say he's been in great form, Martinelli.
I think that's nuts, Bentley.
No, but sometimes, this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Martinelli's better than Foden.
Phil Foden improves your front three. Okay,
but that's like saying that, okay, Messi's the best player ever. He went to a system that didn't suit him and it didn't work.
Foden's better than Martinelli.
No, but listen what I'm saying.
Is Foden better than Martinelli?
You're not going to have that argument.
How can you pick Martinelli above Foden?
No, but Foden is better than Martinelli. But why
are you picking a worse player? Hold on, let's finish yours.
No,
we'll come to mine.
No, but I've answered the question.
No. Okay, let me just reiterate then, in case people tune in late.
Games tomorrow, I would stick with the front three that Arsenal currently have. Now,
That's nuts. That's nuts.
Foden's better than Rashford. Are you taking Rashford out? Now, to games tomorrow, are you taking Rashford out?
I'll put Foden on the right.
No, I don't ask that question.
Well,
no.
Just tell him what I'm doing to get him in.
No, he's on one spot
Phil
on the left.
Foden gets into my team.
No, but he's in his position left. I could shoehorn him in.
Rashford's a bit different because Rashford's better than Martinelli.
We're not talking about Martinelli. I'm talking about Rashford versus Foden.
Right.
Foden is available to play on the left. Are you dropping Rashford for the game tomorrow? I just need a yes or a no. I don't need any other answer. Are you dropping Rashford?
I didn't have this when I was on holiday, you know.
Are you dropping Rashford? Yes or no? From Foden?
I don't know the answer to that.
No, but you wouldn't. Of course you wouldn't.
But I think Phil Foden's a genius.
Yeah, but
he doesn't make anyone weaker.
I get that, but he wasn't better than Rashford last year, was he?
Does he go above Son?
Oh, no. I don't think... No way. No. I know... Listen...
Let me ask the Cresh. Anyone in there take Phil Foden over Son? One.
That's
it. To Joe and his broken legs.
And you know about him and his ideas, Joe.
Yeah, I do know about him.
This is my point. When you look at Son, I know last season he wasn't at the races. But before that, ever since he got to Tottenham, he has been phenomenal. He's in he's 100 club, Golden Boot winner.
I still think Foden's better than Son. I think Foden is better than Son.
Do you think Spurs fans, if they had an opportunity to swap
I
tomorrow?
do actually.
I
do. Have we got any Spurs fans in there? Are they not allowed? Are they not? Okay. Get your calls in now. We'll carry on talking about this. 0371. I'm just giving out the number, Benny. I'm trying to be professional. 03717223344.
Rashford?
Earlier in the week.
You are honest.
Earlier in the week.
Answer the question.
What? What's your question? If you frame your question correctly.
The game is tomorrow.
Yeah. Who are we playing? It's important.
No, it doesn't matter.
No, it does, because different players. A team might be playing a high line. Earlier in the week, the Man City boss Pep Guardiola was speaking about midfield maestro Phil Foden, as we've been. He praised Foden's versatility, but admitted the 23-year-old needs to improve defensively.
Phil can play in 5 positions up front: striker, left winger, right winger, attacking midfielder's position. Just in the middle, have to be more careful in many aspects, and maybe need a little bit more time to realize what you have to do defensively, especially. But of course, he has something special in that position. It's massively important to have a player like him. You can use it in 5 positions. But of course, with Gundo leaving, maybe can play more in that position.
Do you think that over the season? What are you laughing at?
You.
Do you think? What's your language, Darren Bent? Do you think that over the season? I do. I always feel throughout a Premier League season, because they're so long, so many big games come in, certainly for a side like Man City, that I don't think Pep actually has a favourite 11. I think he goes through, like Kyle Walker.
Yeah.
There was a stage where Walker was not getting in it, and I think it was Real Madrid they brought him back for, and then he finished the season. I understand.
I almost feel like Pep there's certain players that will start pretty much every single week.
Yes.
And then the rest kind of rotate. I think De Bruyne is a start. I know he didn't start in the cup final, but he is one that you have to start. Obviously, Haaland is another one.
Yeah. Stones another.
Stones,
There's a big bunch of Man City players.
There was a period where Ruben Diaz was a plan.
That's right.
And he's like one of the best in the Premier League. So if you're asking me would I get Foden in the squad, I would, because
in the squad?
No. Like if you talk about starting 11, I'm looking at the midfield 3 because I think he can play in there. Well, Partey's a holder. So he doesn't hold. I'm not having him ahead of Odegaard, and Declan's just come in. So
no, I understand that. You already said you'd have Martinelli over him.
Well, you haven't said about Rashford yet.
Well, because
the game's tomorrow.
I don't need
and
to.
they're playing Real Madrid.
It's not about me. It's about you. You're the ex-footballer. So it's your view people tune in for.
You have an opinion.
Not on this, I don't.
They're playing Real Madrid tomorrow.
Who?
Man United.
What round of... I need to know the round.
It's the final.
Oh, wow. I tell you, we've done well.
And Rashford's on the left.
Erik Ten Hag's amazing,
and
right?
Foden's like, I want to play.
Who do we beat in the semis? Over 2 legs.
Go on,
ask the question.
Would you have Rashford?
No, build it up like you were saying. We've got Real Madrid. No, I need to experience what you're...
Just get to the phone line.
I'll go to the lines in a minute.
I'm not interested.
We've got Real Madrid in the final.
Yeah.
Right? One-off game. Keep going. Who's on the right? Who's on the right for me?
You've got...
Sancho or Anthony?
Anthony.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you've got Rashford on the left.
Haaland up top.
Yep. Rashford on the left. But Foden can play ahead of him. Are you dropping Rashford?
He's Mount playing.
No,
because he'll link up because of the England stuff.
Go away. I don't think you drop Rashford for anyone. And you know you wouldn't.
Yeah, but Rashford's better than Martinelli, and you'd still have Martinelli. That's the worrying thing.
I think Rashford is better. I've said Rashford's better than Martinelli.
I know, but the fact that you would have Martinelli over Foden is absolute madness.
Honestly.
You know, sometimes you see the clips talkSPORT put out, and you
Man United fan, Foden is miles better than Rashford.
Yeah, but you see the clips go out, and you go, that's unfair because they've chopped that up. You are actually saying you'd have Martinelli over Foden.
That's why you're not doing it, so you don't get chopped up.
No one wants to be chopped up on a Tuesday, Benny. Let's
turn the comments off.
Pardon?
Just turn the comments off, you'll be all right.
I don't read the comments, you know that. 03717223344, that's the number to dial. I'd love to hear from Spurs fans as well about Son.
Son has been, I know a lot, last season, I get it, he had a down year, but before that, he's a 100 club. Bang, goals.
Jota or Diaz?
I think Foden's better than them.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I like Diaz, though. I think he's brilliant.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. But he gets into Liverpool's front 3.
Yeah, getting to Chelsea's. Okay. I don't think they've got her.
No, I agree. Anyone gets into...
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.